And I'm going to unmute you. You can unmute yourself there, Nafeez. It looks like it's at a high point on US30. Yeah, basically it started trading within this channel, right? So right here, it kind of spiked up before markets closed. So potentially it could have closed underneath this resistance and continued on this path. But I have a feeling that it's going to probably open up quite a bit lower, probably like around right here. I was thinking about probably like 500 pips. Let's see here from where it is now. So right around there. Chats. Just gonna get. Oops. Let's see here. Where did Nafeez go? Okay. Okay, so I guess you guys can't even fucking see my screen. Here you go. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, basically this the last day it was pretty much just consolidating. But you can see here over the last several days the big drop off. The beautiful part about it was with US30 is that once you go down to the 5 minutes, man, we can just scalp the shit out of this. I know I made in like half an hour, I made like $700 just by simply trading these ups and downs.
Still can't see your screen.
You can't see it?
No.
Okay. How about now?
There we go.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, like the beautiful part with these US30 is that we can fucking scalp the shit out of it on the 5 minutes, right? So using the fibs, you know what I mean? You're looking at the 618 entry area. So, you know, different areas like this, you're just going to get in 5 minutes and you're looking at, you know, 331 pips in this small amount of time, right? You got, if you're entering it here, you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes to fucking make 330 pips, right? So if you think of it that way, I was using a $2.50 lot. So each trade I was getting like 300 and 400 bucks, right? You're making that within a couple minutes, man, it's fucking retarded. Like I showed you guys on my Instagram and also on my Facebook, I basically was recording while I was actually trading. You know, there was a couple times there I did like $300 in like, you know, 5-10 minutes, man, just from a small little spike like this. Just 100 pips is all you need. Get out and freaking regroup and continue going, right? But once you actually start seeing, like I have a guy that I work with, I think he caught like 1,500 pips on Friday just from this. 1,500 pips in one day, okay? Just from trading this down and up, down and up, down and up, right? So once you start knowing and understanding what it is that you're looking for, man, this is like clockwork, right? You can do something like this where you hit resistance, right? So you go here to your low, right? And then you got your 764, right? So you can see here, it rejected this area, it rejected this area as well. Boom, all of a sudden you get into this trade and, you know, boom, you got 566 pips, right? So you do the math, right? If you're doing a $2.50 freaking trade, you're making thousands, right? You just made $1,000 right there. So it's pretty crazy. But the thing is basically just understanding what you're doing, understanding what you're seeing. Obviously these ones were freaking gravy train. You know, this big sell-off has been pretty insane, right? So something like this, you know, like before I started using this strategy, you know what I mean? Like you would see a sell-off, right? You would see it like continue moving down, but you wouldn't do anything about it because you just never knew where it was going to stop, right? Whereas here you got a pullback, it retraced right back to the 618 and the 5, right? Boom, there's your entry. And then all of a sudden you just freaking traded that in and you had zero drawdown and you could have really rode it down for the next, you know, day, right? You could have rode it down for the next day and a half. And right there, you got 1,200 pips, right? So if you continuously do that, let's say you did this one here and then you did this one here, You got two entries, and all of a sudden they're freaking both in profit with minimal drawdown, right? So, and then you close out before the day is over, and you just made freaking 2,000 pips on one move, right? So, yeah. Is Nafeez on here? Yep. So Nafeez is on here now. I have this being recorded, so I appreciate you, brother, coming on here.
What's up?
This is
What's up,
Nafeez.
Omar?
This is
What's up,
Nafeez
brother?
Khan.
Miss you,
He's out
man.
in London right now, and he's enjoying the convention. I was supposed to be out there, but I decided I wasn't going to just because of all this shit with the coronavirus. But yeah, he is the guy that got me started in this company, and yeah, I owe it all to him. And obviously, me basically learning all of this and giving back to the community. It's my way of giving back to everybody. So please welcome Nafeez Khan.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Can't wait to meet all you guys. Of course, I know a lot of you guys are maybe all over the world. I know Omar, you guys, and really quickly, actually, let me talk about Omar. You guys are some of the most luckiest people to be working with Omar. From him coming on board, what a humble guy, what a sweet guy. I've known Omar for years and years and years. We actually grew up and we got a chance to meet each other when we were very young and when we were probably broke as a joke. But we both came from, humble backgrounds, both from immigrant families, and we've always been people that worked hard and just desired more. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed about Omar is very similar to me, no ego, man. So the biggest thing that I'll tell you is that, when he came into the academy, he never complained about anything, never cared about anything. He took it very seriously. Like a lot of the students that are having massive success was because he came and he made a decision that he wanted to come learn this and really allow this to be what he wanted to do and set it free because he saw the power of it. He saw, this would be something worth learning so that I could eventually have the freedom I want and be able to do what I want and make the money I want, more importantly, so that ultimately, not so that he can go out there and be somebody that's, wasting money, really to just take care of his family and help other people succeed and also that have the same goals and aspirations. So I know this about Omar, you guys, no matter how much money this guy could be making $0 or $1 billion, he will never change who he is. And that's the humblest thing about him. So Omar, big shout out to you, bro, for everything you do. Locking arms with you over this last year, man, has allowed us to grow the academy to a level that, people are thanking us all over the world. And if it wasn't for what you do and the hard work that you put in behind the scenes, man, you guys have no idea the hard work that this guy's putting in, you guys. When you guys are sleeping, when you guys are working, I mean, this guy is studying on studying on studying. And then also is a pro marketer. And I think it really comes naturally for him because when you have something that you can help other people with, it's not something that you're doing to market. It's actually something that you're doing to help empower other people. And I think that's the big difference between us. We're not here sitting here marketing a product or service for the benefit of us selling a product or service. You know what I mean? We're marketing education because this is going to help other people that choose and want and have a burning desire to have that help. So, bro, I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for setting up the call and thank you so much for everything you do. Appreciate you, man, from the bottom of my heart. I got so much love for you.
Thanks, brother.
But guys, I wanted to jump on this call. Myself, it's over here. It's 10 p.m. here in London. I got a flight coming out in the morning. I'm going to be coming back home. And humbled to quickly tell you a little bit about myself. I'll fill you in a little bit about me. But let me tell you, obviously, the purpose of this call. Omar had mentioned to me that, he wanted me to jump on a call to kind of give you guys some education, some guidelines, as much as I can. So I'm not gonna give you guys everything on this call. I don't want this call to run on for 2-3 hours, but here's what I do want to let you know. I'm going to give you some reasons of what we can do together, what we can help you out with, what I can give you, what I can provide to you, what me and Omar want to give you guys the strength and ability to do to really change your life. And as cliche as that may sound, you might hear that through certain programs or things all over the world, but have you ever had people roll up their sleeve and call you up and say, I want to help you do it? Like, I'm not here to tell you about it or sell you on the dream. Like, you guys, over the next course of the next 30, 60, 90, 180 days, the plans that me and Omar have to take what we're already doing and make it on a whole new level is not only going to change the way that people learn and have success in trading, but is going to impact people in a way far greater than you could ever imagine. Today, I couldn't think of how many friends and family and people, and I'll give you some numbers just so you guys know, because numbers don't lie. The academy together with Omar's help, with a bunch of guys that we've been working with, we have over 700 students, and we grew that in about 6, 7, 8 months. And when we grew it to that level, that's incredible. We have a lot of students at academy, but what are the success ratio? Well, actually, a lot of the students, you guys, I would say upwards of over 85% of the students or higher are all receiving and achieving success here in the academy. And over 100 students in just 1 year were able to quit their job. So imagine this. Imagine a program that has a life transforming ability that can achieve that for someone, the everyday average person, within 1 year of our lives. This is the best thing, you guys, about life today. That you could have been someone that's been down, beat down, broke, busted, and disgusted your whole life, been around opportunities. Maybe you've been an entrepreneur, your businesses have been failing. I can relate to that, you guys. I'll tell you my story more in this. But 1 year of your life could completely change. And I'll tell you this, we are going to help you do it because we've helped over 100 people, but the goal now is to help over 1,000 people go out there and have that impact and change your life. So guys, let me go into this by next going into a little bit about myself. So I'm 33 years old. If you guys don't know me already, I'm born and raised in Vancouver, Canada. That's where we grew up, where me and Omar got a chance to meet. And I come from a background of over 15 years of business, both traditionally and online, in sales, marketing, business development, business consulting, mentorship, leadership, public speaking, and coaching, which I've been blessed to be able to do since 2016 all over the world. I've been able to get a chance to do this, not just in one company, but several companies. But my growth really, my desire for my success has never been about just making money. I mean, money is very important, you guys, but it was really more about the impact that I can make and the ability to help people make money around me. Because here's what I've experienced in my life. If you've ever been someone that's made a lot of money in life, it sucks when there's people around you, your closest friends and family, the people you love and hang out with, and they're not successful. How many people here can agree with that? That if you're having a lot of success in life, but the people around you are not, what happens? You guys, it's not the same comfort. It's very lonely. It's upsetting. It can be non-fulfilling. And if you've ever experienced making a lot of money in your life, I pray to you guys that it's not you winning, it's you and everyone around you winning. Because that's the biggest thing that's really going to change your life, is the quality of people around you. And when you get around quality of people around you, it's huge. Now, quality of people around you, you guys, doesn't mean people that are not everyday average people. People could be, completely lost everything and be completely broke, but they're great people. It's the people that have burning desires, people that in life that want to go to the next level, people that around your life that are going somewhere in this world and in their career and what they're doing, and you want to be around those people as much as you can. It's the funniest thing, but you've heard it before. I'm sure you have. Who you hang out with and who you associate with is definitely who you're going to be. And I'm so humble to say this because I'm a multiple six-figure earner. And this weekend, you guys, I was the poorest guy in some of the rooms that I was in. I'm a multiple six-figure earner, and I felt like I was broke. I felt like I got a part-time, like I was a McDonald's employee around some of the people I was hanging out with. Like, I was like, oh man, I thought I made it. Like, you know what I mean? For a second in my life, coming into this, I was like, oh, life is really good. And guys, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you real numbers. I'm going to give you real perspectives. But this weekend, I'll tell you, I've been around people that are multiple 6, 7, 8. We actually got a chance to get mentored by Bob Proctor this weekend and Seth Bernstein. If you guys don't know who Seth Bernstein is, Google him. Multi-billionaire with a B, you guys. He is the biggest and most successful billionaire in the world who's cash flow positive. So he's the only billionaire in the world that has the most cash. He owns 33% of the New York Yankees. Okay? And this guy shared his story. And you guys, I'll be honest, I was terrified after he spoke to this weekend, because the thing that it did to me was realize that a billionaire is outworking me every single day. Someone that we think when you become like, you know, when you're massively, you got millions and millions of dollars or billions and billions of dollars, in our head, we have this false impression. I think it's because of TV and social media that we think, oh, they're just probably chilling and living life and, you know, doing whatever they want to do. Yeah, they do that, but they work their ass off. This guy owns 44 Gulfstream jets. 44. Like, if you owned one jet, that would be crazy. The CEO of our academy just bought a jet from him. And that's how this all came to being about. But what I really realized, you guys, was how humble he was, how he was someone that came from nothing. And, you know, he believed in certain things, like his work ethic is truly a test of who he is. And, you know, he was just really talking about how, you know, money isn't going to change you. You know, other people's money will never change you. You got to go out there and learn how to get your money. And so the reason why we're on this conversation, you guys, I want to talk to you guys really, more importantly, now that you know a little bit about me and we're right here with the academy, is about building the business, okay, and having the right mindset. So with that being said, the first thing I want to talk to you guys is about the mindset, because I've talked to a lot of people this weekend and we flipped a lot of switches. We flipped a lot of switches for a lot of people. See, when you come to the academy, I understand you're going to gravitate to what you feel more comfortable to. Maybe for some of you guys, you came to the academy just to come learn how to trade and you're thinking, you know what, all I want to do is trade. Or for some of you guys, you might say, you know what, I really like the idea of trading, but I really love networking. I really love connecting and wanting to help teach and mentor and let people know about the academy. And I love building a business where I can network and be able to do this. And what I want to do is help you guys have a mindset today about doing both and the importance of both, okay? Because it's not something that you want to do one or another. And here's the thing that you're going to realize through time. So I'm going to just save you time by helping you realize it now. But if you didn't have this call, if you weren't on this call, what you would have realized is this. People that are professional traders, guys that are making 6, 7, 8, 9 figures trading, guess what they want to be? They want to be chairman. They want to be chairman of the academy. If you guys don't know what a chairman is, you guys, that is someone that has over 500 students that they've impacted, not directly maybe themselves, but majority of it is with the team that they have helped introduce to trading, the platform, the education, and our system here at the academy. And so think about this. There are professional traders, people that are making multi-millions of dollars worldwide in trading, and guess what they want to be? They want to be chairman. And guess what chairmen want to be? They want to be traders, okay? So what I'm here to teach you guys is really the importance of how to balance your life, what to do, and really set you up so we can go on the biggest run of this year. Because here's what's crazy. This year in 2020, my goal, I know Omar's goal, is not only to be some of the first chairman in Canada, but we want to bring 10 of you guys with us. If you're in this group and you already know what a chairman is, and you're somebody that's excited about it, okay, I want you to go to the chat box and write a 22222 if your goal right now is to also become a chairman here at the academy. You want to make a multiple 6-figure residual income every single month. If you're somebody that also wants to learn how to do that, push 222 here in the chat box. Let me know who you are. Let me know how many of you guys are already in that right mindset, that frame. Push 222 in the chat box, because I'm going to talk to you guys about it. I'm going to talk to you guys a lot about it. And what I'm going to do is that when we come home this week, I'm going to make this call short for today, but really over the next day or two, I'm going to probably jump on another call with you guys all on this, you know, if not tomorrow, but Wednesday, 100%, where we're going to do this, where we're going to go over the logistics of how to get there, what to do, where you are. We're going to talk about maybe the market that you're in. You know, maybe you might be there all by yourself. Maybe you're in a different country, and what it took to build this thing. Because I'll tell you the truth, you guys, I had no mentor. Me and Omar were people that had to figure this thing out all for ourselves, and I had nobody there to mentor me and coach me other than myself, and I was still able to do it within 6 months. And the biggest thing, you guys, is the mindset. So let me tell you real quick about why trading is important and why building the residual income is important, okay? Trading, you guys, is our product. We're here to teach a skill and a talent of learning how to be able to make money. It is very, very powerful, okay? And you're here to do it because it's a great way to make money without having to sell anything, without having to recruit anybody. But the one thing that you're going to realize is trading, as powerful it is, will also have some bad days, okay, which you will have to learn how to be emotionless when it comes to money. And two, you're going to realize that it still actively requires you to go in and do some work. Like you will have to jump onto a computer, you'll have to jump onto a session, you'll have to jump on some charts, and you will eventually have to be doing that. Now, that's not a bad life. I would rather work less than an hour a day than working 8 hours a day to be able to make, as much money as I want. But you will always have to get up and do it every single time. I had so many people that were educators in our academy come up to me this weekend and say, Nafeez, I really need your help in learning how to be able to build the business. Because two things. One, I want to have more capital when it comes to trading. And two, I want to be able to make money in my sleep. I want to be able to go on vacation for weeks on end, months on end. And if I didn't feel like trading, guess what? My bank account gets destroyed every week. You guys, I'm on a vacation right now for 2 weeks. We took business class flights. I stayed in the nicest hotels there is. No expense spared. Like literally, we went everything. And it wasn't just me. I brought my fiance and my mom. So I paid for all of the vacation for all of them. But when I come home tomorrow, and I did no trading over this last 2 weeks. I usually trade every night with Omar or Anton. And I did no trading over the last 2 weeks. But I made more money. Like, I'm going to come home tomorrow. I was telling my mom and my fiance right now, I'm so excited to go home to check my bank account. Because my bank account just probably got destroyed while I was here. And I did nothing but eat food, enjoy, relax, no stress. No stress in life, okay? So when we're talking about trading, it's a skill actively we want to do. It's something you're taught here in the academy, and you got to be someone that leads by example. Your goal here is to learn it. And it's something that I want you to know that's going to do for you is it's going to keep you in the student mode in life. You're never going to be complacent. You're always going to be learning. You're actively going to be knowing what's happening in the world, how to be able to adjust and take advantage of these markets that exist, whether we want it to exist or not, whether we exist or not, they're there. And we have an opportunity to capitalize on it. But at the same time, how many people do you think out in the world would love to learn how to be able to learn from a mentor like Omar, like our educators, like the system and trainings that we have? How many people do you think would love to learn about trading? If you understand the power of trading in the world, and let me tell you something really big, okay? You guys, today on social media, there are 3 things that are marketed on social media today that are the most biggest opportunities on all social media platforms. One is network marketing, direct sales, or affiliate marketing, okay? That is one of the biggest industries that is, marketed online by marketers, okay? 2 is trading, okay? So trading is another opportunity where online marketers are marketing like crazy today. We live in such a good generation where people are always marketing, trading. And we are so lucky that we are one of the best online programs that is completely teaching people how to control their own money, know what to do in the market, so they're empowered to be able to do it, and no one can control them, okay? But 3, you guys, and this is what's really exciting, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about more. We're just about to get into e-commerce. So we're going to be teaching you guys about how to be able to build your own stores with e-commerce, which is what we're about to release into in the next little bit as well. So we're beta testing some stuff right now. I know me and Omar are going to be jumping on some calls and going over some stuff that we have coming up. But we've got something exciting. And I want you to know that because right now we're already doing 2 out of the 3, and we're going to be doing 3 out of 3 this year. So this academy is going to be not only an academy that teaches you about trading, it's going to teach you about everything that you could do out there in the world today in online worlds, whether it be social media or not, and how to be able to generate incomes and passive incomes as well, multiple income streams. So here's the first thing I want to kick off. I want to kick off first by giving you an analogy, okay? My analogy that I use this weekend to teach some people to help them flip the switch is this. What if you were the best chef in the world? You were the person that knew how to make the best food in this world. You were a Michelin 5-star chef, the highest chef in the world, but nobody knew about you. Because remember, do you think a chef, you guys, is somebody that is out there telling people about their food? Are they behind the kitchen every single day, working hard at their craft and doing it? How do people find out about these chefs? You guys, it's the restaurants, it's the waiters, it's the advertising that they do, it's the people that come eat there that tell people about that food, that really allow people to become aware of this massive, amazing, unique chef. And if there wasn't someone, those waiters, if there wasn't people that are telling people about this, that chef could be the best chef in the world and no one knows about them. Make sense? And you could become one of the best traders in the world. You could be someone here, but guess what? Everybody around you doesn't know the power that you have and what you possess. And here's what it is. A lot of people this weekend, and I'm going to share with you guys, when I was asking people about, hey, listen, have you started building the business? Have you started sharing with people about the academy and the power of it and what it can do for them? And so many people said this to me. They said, Nafeez, you know what? I really want to, but I'm just afraid. And they said, I'm afraid to go out there and approach people. I'm afraid to talk to people. I'm afraid of telling people about the academy. You know, I'm afraid. And everything I realized that people would say, and let me know if this is someone like you, if you're someone like this. People said to me, well, Nafeez, you know, I'm going to go ahead. I can't wait to hit chairman, but I'm waiting till I become an expert trader. I'm waiting till I make a lot of money at trading before I go and tell other people about the academy. And I realized really quickly, because a lot of them, you guys, it's a common thing. You're thinking, oh my God, I need to have the results to go out there and tell everybody. Here's the thing that you're going to realize. People do not care about your success. People do not care about you and what it is that you're capable of doing. And when you're afraid, that's you being afraid. Make sense? That's you because you're afraid. It's something internally in you that you're afraid. You feel like you need to be someone before someone else. But I will tell you this right now. Nobody ever hit chairman in their entire life in this academy by first going out there and becoming a professional trader, then telling people about it. Nobody became a Michelin chef here first and then went and told people about it. They were telling people about it the entire time. Because here's what I want you to know. If you're afraid of talking to people today, that's because you care about what other people think about you. So let's talk about being afraid. Let's talk about being afraid, because I think it's really important that we choose what we want to be afraid of. Are you afraid right now of what other people think of you, or are you afraid of being in debt? Are you afraid of telling people about our academy that you're a part of, that you're learning how to trade and you're becoming someone that's a student and learning and getting mentors like Omar, myself, and all the educators of the platform? Or are you afraid of watching your spouse lose their job and you go from a double income home to a single income home? Are you afraid right now of someone finding out about this academy? Or are you afraid of maybe watching your mom or dad break their back and then now they can't even be able to support their family? What are you afraid of? If you're not afraid of being in debt, watching your family struggle, watching your kids not know who their parents are because they never get a chance to spend time with you, watching your mom and dad work a job still today where you know that they won't be able to afford their retirement because they don't have a better option, you're afraid of maybe, not afraid of losing your home or not being able to pay off your mortgage or watching the debt or your life pass away. If those things don't scare you more than you caring about what other people are going to think when you go tell them about the academy, then you got the wrong thing you're afraid of. You've made it about you. You're not making it about them. See, what people don't care about, you guys, is your success. People care about what you're willing to do to help them get success. And that's the first thing that you need to realize. In this academy, guys, when I came to Omar the very first time, I was not a professional trader. I told him, hey, man, I'm getting this academy started. I had been a platinum 600, 1,000. I think it was maybe like a 1,000 or 2,000. But Omar isn't stupid, you guys. Omar is not one of my friends that I would say is by any way someone that isn't smart enough to realize that, Nafeez, this is an academy that teaches people how to trade. I want to learn. He understood that I was a messenger. I wasn't the message. And he made that decision that day in seconds. Successful people, you guys, you know what is a key element of a characteristic in successful people? They make decisions quickly and they do not change them very quickly after that. And Omar flipped the switch and said, Nafeez, I want to have access to the academy. And I told him all the things that the academy provided, the education, the mentors, the systems, the strategies, the tools, the resources. And at that point in time, he didn't even let me finish. I remember that call. We remember that call like it was yesterday. He didn't even let me finish the conversation. Said, okay, put me in right now. Let's get going on this. And you guys, think about it. If Omar never got started, none of you guys would be on this call. None of you guys would know what trading is. If you guys have made any profit out of the academy, if you guys have been students in the academy right now, have made any profits whatsoever so far, in the chat box, put a 1. If you have any results in any of the trading, put a 1 in the chat box right now. If you've been somebody on here and you've been ever, following along with the mentors, you've seen success in the academy, you've seen trading be successful. So guys, think about that success that you guys are typing in right now. If Omar never made that split-second decision, none of you guys would exist. None of you guys would have seen that success. And that just shows that what we're doing here, you guys, is not about us. It's the impact on people that we're making over the profits that's more important. It's more about us helping other people win than watching us win. If you look at any successful book, go read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Go read a book called Think and Grow Rich. Go read a book called Believe, Conceive, Achieve. Okay, these books all talk about if you want to be really successful in this life, you got to help other people be successful. You have to put your problems aside, your ego aside, your situation aside. You could be in the worst situation financially in your entire life, but to change it rapidly is going to come when you stop thinking about yourself and you start thinking about others. And you got to humble yourself. You got to ground yourself. You got to think, man, there's someone right now in my life that could be praying for an opportunity, and here I am having it, and I'm learning about it, and I'm thinking about myself rather than what this could do for them. The reason why you have mentors in this academy, guys, is you never need to put the pressure on you. If I was afraid, I would never ever tell someone, hey, listen, you guys, come follow me. I said, come follow Omar. Come follow the educators. Come follow the program that we have here. Because again, you do not have to be the message. You could be the messenger. And that's the success that you would receive here. And the reason why I say this, you guys, is because I now have multiple professional traders in my group. And it was all because I made a decision that I was not going to go back to ever quitting on my dreams. I was never going to go back to working a job and relying on someone else paying my paycheck. I knew that I wanted to rely on myself and control my own life, my own situation. I'm somebody, you guys, it kills me. I'm an emotional person. It kills me when I saw my fiance working 3 jobs and starting to skip the dish on the side. It killed me when I found out my mom was trying to retire, but she didn't have enough money in retirement. When she retired just recently, she came to me and said, Nafeez, I don't have enough money. I'm in retirement. Think about it. The lady just worked, 30, 40, 50 years, and she was afraid of retirement. Looking at her situation, looking at the debt pile up, I was more afraid. But you know what I was more afraid of, you guys? Knowing about an academy like this that can be life-changing for someone that was willing to learn, has a burning desire to want more, and is willing to go out there and do something different, do exactly what the opposite of all of 99% of people out there in this world are doing, and do something completely different that the most successful people in the world are doing, choosing to be indifferent because they don't want to follow the path of what other people have or are doing to have something completely different, is realizing that I was more afraid of what if one of my best friends were called up about the academy and they got started. How would you feel right now, you guys, if your best friend, let's just say even, I don't know, your girlfriend's dad, like whoever, someone really close to you that you love, got started in the academy tomorrow, got involved, saw the success of the academy by following the system of it, and then they went and became platinum 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, chairman 10. And all you had to do is say, hey, by the way, I'm in this academy. You should come check this out. You know what you would do? You would hate yourself. You would be so, I'm trying to use polite words right now, you guys, okay? You would be so choked to find out that it was as simple as you referring somebody to a program And they were all, their destiny was already written, that they were made for this. They want this. This has everything that would be aligned with their vision of what they want. And they would be thanking you for the rest of your life. But you were so afraid of what they would think of you rather than what this would do for them. Guys, how many of you guys on this call would be okay if, you were figuring out trading, you were building the business, but you referred an Omar or a Nafeez to the business? We were just sitting there, you guys, when we got started, like you guys or anybody else in this world, and we were just waiting for opportunity. I was praying for an opportunity. 1 year ago, I don't know if you guys follow me on social media. I posted something, and it was really crazy. My fiance actually shared me the post. Exactly 1 year from today, March 1st, I was $70,000 in debt. I just had two of my businesses completely collapse. Okay. One of them went into a massive lawsuit in the logistics industry, tying up hundreds of thousands of dollars of money that I had spent 7 years building. Okay. Because you guys, people are shitty. There's business partners out there in the world that are, horrible people. When you find good people, you guys, by the way, hang on to them as hard as you can. People that have honesty and integrity. Okay. And I was in a direct sales company where I was the top earner. And guess what? I had done all of the hard work properly, got to the very top, and the company had a financial issue where 6 months they couldn't pay commissions. I decided to get engaged at this time. You guys, brown people don't have normal engagements. It's like 200 people. People thought my engagement was a wedding. Okay. So you guys, think about it. It's not normal stuff happening. I'm piled up on debt, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm getting into such a bad situation right now in my life that I might have to go out there and get a job. I'm thinking in my head, worst case, oh God, I'm going to go back. Okay. But guess what happened? I was praying, I was praying, and I was praying. And I was literally at that time, you guys, I think was on a vacation. I was coming back because the last of what I had, I just went on a vacation and I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I got that call from a good friend of mine, and they said, Nafeez, we want your help launching the academy. And I took the last of the money that I had. I had about $1,000, you guys, in my bank account. My credit cards were maxed out. I had nothing. And we flew out to Vegas to come meet the partners and the educators of the academy. And today, 1 year later, $70,000 I paid off in 4 months. I had my biggest month in January. I made over $60,000 in 1 month. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying how crazy it is that 1 year later, your life could completely change. Could you imagine? There was times in my life I made $60,000 in a year. I'm seeing $60,000 in a month. Crazy. I fell in tears. I'm not a religious person. I went to the mosque and cried, you guys. I bawled my eyes out because I've been praying for this. And to think, man, that all it was the right timing with the right opportunity with the right person. And someone had enough respect for me to call me to tell me that this academy and this program existed. And I love the idea of learning how to trade so I had a knowledge that no one could take away from me, but that I can impact and inspire other people to come gain that knowledge as well. And when I inspired those people as well to come gain that knowledge and learn how to trade, it can never be stolen away from them. No one can take it away from them. No one can control us. That they would also be someone that would want to impact other people on how to do it. And that's what you are doing here, you guys. When we're building the business, we're not in some bullshit, and mind my language, crappy company that's trying to shove products down the throat of other people to make a profit for ourselves, and good luck on those people on their end. Make sense? We are here to teach people how to make money. Your goal when you get someone started is to plug them into a system. If you don't know what you're doing, guess what? You have Omar, you have myself, you have a full academy supporting you on how we're going to teach people on how to win. Our job is to help other people succeed. If they win, guess what? We win. That is so different, you guys. Everything in this world is everybody trying to take. Nobody's trying to give. But the more you give here, guess what? The more you get. And you'll have people that will love and respect you so much for what you do for them. The lives that you can touch and change in this academy, guys, it's going to last in our generations of generations and generations. It's never going to be taken away. People will thank us for the rest of their lives. Education is the most amazing thing that you can provide anybody. You got kids today, guess what? You could have been a millionaire, your kids could be the shittiest people in the world. They could be the horrible brats that they could be. They can be some spoiled pieces of shit. Mind my language. Okay? But guess what? You go teach your kids how to be humble, work hard, have integrity, learn how to have a skill that'll never be taken away from them. What's better, giving them $1 million or teaching them how to make $1 million? Absolutely, guys. And so think about the impact that you have and what it would do for you and how it would fulfill not only your dreams, but the dreams of everybody around you. You know, the humble thing that I have today, you guys, from the academy and everything that we've done and all the success I've had, is I'm more proud of the success of people that are around me. More success that everybody around me is winning. You know, I'm happy every single day, you guys, because I have no stress. But you know what I'm really happy about? The fact that I'm watching other people have no stress, or they're walking away from the stress, and we're all willing to work hard to get it. So here's what I'm going to tell you. On our next call that we're going to do, we're going to go over the blueprint. We're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about some goals and desires that you have, and we're going to have an interactive call. This is not going to be me and Omar talking. I want all you guys on the call to jump on it and tell us your goals and desires. I'm going to take a piece of paper. I'm going to write down your name. I'm going to write down your goals so you and I know what our goals are. And then we're going to literally write down what we want to achieve. And we're going to talk about how to build the business, because you're going to learn how to trade, you guys. But guess how you become one of the best traders in the world? Having to lead other people and teach other people how to trade. You think Omar got good at trading, you guys, by himself? Or do you guys, guess what? Or do you think he got better at trading when he realized there was people that would love to learn from him while he was in the academy? I think Omar became 100 times better when he had a team and started to have to go out there and provide and teach and help his team succeed. Because, guys, it wasn't the success of him that was going to be there. He would be fine. If he never told anybody, you guys, we'd be on social media just like, Omar, how are you making $1,000 a day? And guess what he would do? He'd reply, LOL, and then an emoji. And then you would just be like, what? I don't get it. But how humble is he to be like, hey, man, let me come teach you. Hey, man, I can teach you what's up. Hey, man, come plug into this system that I have. Hey, man, we can do this together. How many people agree with that? If you agree with that, you guys put an 88888 in the chat box. You know how messed up it is in this world that millionaires could be around us? Some of us have family members that are successful millionaires or people that are successful in life. And when you go ask them for help, guess what they do? They look at you like, ha, I can't tell you shit. I can't do shit for you. Man, you know what kind of world it is? We call those people family. Some of those people, we call them family, uncle, brother, sister. Some of those people we call friends. But they're not willing to open the door of success for us. And we're so hungry and desiring to want it. We know they have something we want, but people aren't willing to give it to us. How crazy it is that we're in an opportunity that when someone is having success in front of you, they will open the door for you, walk you through it, hold the door open, and wait till you've made it to the other side comfortably and successfully, so you're joining the club of people that are having success together. Guys, I hope what I'm saying right now on this call is making some impact on you right now. If you feel what I'm feeling right now, let me know. Put a 333 in the chat box if you feel what I'm saying right now. Because, guys, the difference of what we're doing here, what we're looking to grow, how we're looking to impact people, again, this is not about just us making it happen and winning, but we are looking to impact other people. And some of these people, you guys, here's what you're going to realize, okay, is exactly teach a guy to fish. But the biggest thing, you guys, I'm going to realize is this academy exists. If this exists, somebody is going to have the ball. Someone is going to be fearless and focused at teaching other people about the program. And guess what happens? We slip up and we lose people that would rather work with you. Who do you think is going to go harder for your friends and family, you or someone else? Who do you think is going to go out there and care more about their success, you or someone else? But who is going to be there to do it for them if you're worried about where you're at and what you're going on? Guys, would you have imagined, a year ago, a guy in $70,000 in debt, lost all of his opportunities, had businesses fail on them, today would be a multiple six-figure earner if I stopped thinking about myself and just started thinking about other people? If this was about my success, you guys, trust me, man, I would have gone and done something else. but we're in one of the best industries in the world. We're in the biggest financial industry as far as making money, which is Forex and Forex trading, okay? And we're an academy that teaches people how to win ultimately every single day. Not only in life, but in their relationships and everything else. And you guys, money isn't going to solve all your problems, but I'll tell you this, 99% of them it will. 99% of them it will. You know how many times you guys, people have problems to me, and you know how humble it is that I could just say, you know what, here's the money. Here it is. Here it is. If you've ever hated the fact that some of your family just needed money to solve a problem and they didn't have it, and you knew in the deep down in your heart that if you had it, you would just give it to them to solve the problem, but you don't have it, and that didn't burn you, that didn't make you hurt, you didn't feel pain in that situation, is because you guys, everything we're doing is like this. We can be in a house right now. You can be living with your parents, your spouse, your kids, everybody. But everybody's just fighting for work, and they're trying to make money so that they survive. But they don't have enough money to put the abundance and support and help on everybody else to take care of other people. We live in a world today, you guys, where most families, if they're a dual income home and they go down to a single income home, their family doesn't survive. That's unfortunate. But you know what it is? It's attitude. People today have poor attitudes. That's why they have poor bank accounts. They have negative attitudes. That's why they have negative bank accounts. So what we're doing here, you guys, the impact that we're making, what we're looking to or have our objective be, is not only be a positive environment, empowering, teaching, helping other people how to go to the next level, but obviously, you guys, through empowering, teaching, and growing and being positive, guess what happens? You get a positive bank account. You know, you go out there and do more for others. Well, guess what? You get more in your bank account. You get more in your bank account. Okay. And so, guys, we're going to go over the blueprint. We're going to go over the blueprint in all detail, everything. I'm going to give you everything I got on our next call. But I just wanted to get on this call right now so we can at least get your mind straight. Because two things that I know that's going to help you achieve success, especially in this academy. One, first, having the mindset of why you're going to do what you're going to do. What is it that you're looking to accomplish for yourself, your family? And you're going to realize, of course, everything in this world is going to take work ethic. It's going to take sacrifice. But why are you going to do the work, and why are you willing to make the sacrifice? If you can't identify that, we will not be able to move forward. Okay? And then two, having the mindset. Because how many people would love if tomorrow 100 people were thanking them, 500 people were thanking them, 5,000 people were saying, thank you so much. Without you just coming to me, telling me that this program and this opportunity exists, I would have been lost. I would have been doing what I've been doing all my whole life. I would have had no direction in my life. I got no goals. And all my dreams are dead. But you've revived everything for me. You've brought me to a world where I can dream again. I'm in control. I'm excited about having all my debt taken care of, being able to retire my mom or my spouse or dad or whoever it may be. I'm able to spend more time with my kids. You know how humble it is, you guys, when I hear that Omar gets a chance to spend time with his kids? I watch, on social media, my favorite thing to watch is not cars, houses, people partying and everything. When Omar shows me videos of his kids, I'm like, damn, I'm jealous. Because you guys understand, that's a dad getting a chance to spend that time with his kids. Well, another dad right now is going to a job Monday through Friday, wakes up early. By the time he comes home, he has no time for himself or his family before he has to usually go to bed. And if you've never been there, man, you don't know what it's like. Because what good is being a father if you're never there? What good is being a mother if you're never there? You could have a great job. Cool, that's awesome. That job is just what's getting you by. And yeah, it might provide you that roof over your head and food on your mouth, but we all have to do that. But what good is that if you don't got the time to spend? Your kids don't care about how much money they make. They care about it when you have the time to spend with them. They'll never forget that. And if you're not there for the small times that they need, they'll never be there for the big times when they need you. You'll never have that relationship. How many people here can say growing up, they wish they had a better relationship with their parents just because they could spend more time with them? But unfortunately, I know for a majority of us on this call, our parents were putting sacrifice in, going to their job just so that they can get us by. And they're amazing parents. But guys, here's what I'm here to say. It's no more that we're going to do this. We're never going to do that. We're never going to be like our parents. We don't want to be like them. That's not what we want to do, because we don't want to be another generation that teaches our kids to go to work, go to school, get a good job, go out there, work 40, 50, 60 hours a week so you can never spend time with your kids, never spend time with your spouse, never go on vacation, never provide them with all the things that they need, all so that we can put a roof over their head, just some food in their mouth, and then literally die and watch the next generation do it again. If we don't set that chain straight, we don't break that chain today, we don't have a desire bad enough to go get this job done now, then we're just going to go out there and be another generation of employees. And that's what you got to realize. It's not about money, you guys. It's about time. If you doing what you do today, you don't got more time getting put into. You got a muter there. All right, there you go, back. If you're doing what you do today, you guys, if you don't got more time that you can put back into your life, guys, I'm going to tell you this, man. You already know what the rest of the life is going to be like, and you know what's going to happen to everybody you're in, and you're just going to teach your kids to do the same. But if you are like successful people, if you truly understand successful people said this: nope, that's it, no more. I'm not going to be another generation of employees in my life. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to learn something, and I'm going to do something that's going to set me for free, set my life for free, because I do not want my kids to do what I was doing. And I'm going to be the person that changes his family's name. The most important thing, you guys, that you have is the last name that you have and the last name that you wear on your back. And are you going to be that last name that changes it? Are you going to be the person that changes your last name forever so that you set your entire generation, including yourself, free? Well, guys, here's the best part. It doesn't take us 20, 30, 40, 50 years to do. In this opportunity, one solid year of your life, focus, work ethic, discipline, changes everything. Don't believe me? Come check out everybody here at the Academy that's done it. Anybody that's put in one solid year in their life, whether it was dedicating themselves to the trading or helping other people learn and be educated and empowered to learn about the power of trading and what we're doing, 1 year from now, you guys, the success that you have in this program is limitless. And I'll tell you this, you'll not make more money anywhere else. I guarantee it. And if you did, you got to work 10 times harder. I made an analogy, guys, and this is a funny analogy, and I want you to know the truth, okay? Drug dealers work harder than us. They still got to answer a phone call, bag the drugs, put the drugs in the bag. Then they have to go see people. And then from there, they have to wait. And then they call back. Like, that's hard. I was thinking about today. I had some friends growing up that are not good people. And I'm happy to say that these people that I grew up with, okay, this is what they do. And I'm thinking in my head, like, damn, that's really hard work. That's really hard work. I just get up on my cell phone anywhere in the world and push 3 buttons. And I probably made more money than them. And I haven't even left my bed yet. And then my job is to go out there and do what I love doing, teach other people, help other people win, teach other people how that's possible for them. We live in a digital world, guys. We live where the financial market is never going to go away. We need to know what's happening in that market more than any other market in this world. So whatever happens to the world and the economy and all those things, we are not affected by it. We take control of it. We take advantage of it. That's what this academy does, and you're around some of the smartest, most successful people in the world, guiding you through that while you learn how to do it on your own, so you can be someone that sets yourself for free. But more importantly, you now have an ability to educate everybody around you and impact you. And here's what you got to be. You got to be a visionary. You got to be a leader. You got to be someone willing to make sacrifice. You got to be willing to take opinions of people that don't matter. Don't let someone's 2 cents, you guys, ever cause you to go bankrupt. Don't ever let someone that doesn't have what you want be someone that you listen to. Your broke friend or mom, brother, sister, whatever is not going to help you become successful when you're doing something 99% of people are not doing today, so that you can live like 99% of people will never be able a chance to live like. You got that opportunity here, you guys, with us. And I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, you guys, I'm here for you. Omar's here for you. And we're going to work our ass off. Like you call me in the middle of the night. I'm here about to go to bed, you guys. And Omar said, bro, can you do a call? I was like, F yes. we're doing the call. I do not care. The sacrifice that I am willing to make today is what's going to make me and my family be legendary. And I want to make sure that we do that for you so that other people will thank you. They will not even know who I am. I've done my job, you guys. When people are thanking you and they don't even know who I am, and you've made such an impact on other people, and all they know are who you are, because you were the one that bothered to pick up the phone and tell them about the academy. And when you got them started, you were the one that bothered to take the time to teach them how to be successful here. And you then took that time to train them on what they do. And now they're out there just not only having success at trading, but they're impacting other people's lives. Building that residual income, you guys, is not only going to give you that time freedom, but more importantly, it's going to give you more money to trade in your capital for trading. It's going to make trading less emotional for you, so you're going to be more successful at it. And guess what? Trading is all about percentages, you guys. So the bigger the account, the bigger the money. Bigger account, bigger the money. But guess what? Most people don't know where to get capital from. And guess where you're going to get it here? By knowing that what you're doing is impacting hundreds of people, thousands of people, be able to change their life because they made a decision to follow the right person at the right time, that had the right attitude, the right mindset, the right leadership, and things that we are here to teach you how to do so you can be someone that leads and helps other people change their life, change their financial situation, and change their family forever. So with that being said, you guys, that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I want you to know that on our next call, we're going to go over. We're going to break this thing down. I'm going to give you the blueprint. I'm going to teach you how a lot of our top students right now, people like Omar and everybody, have been on a bullet train to chairman, and they're not stopping. And I'm going to take you with me, and we're going with you. We're going all the way with you. Whatever you need, we are on 911 ready to go. We are ready to go to war. I'm ready to go to a financial war where I'm going all out every single day with you till the day that we have literally left this earth, until we've gotten you to where you want to go. Because today, you guys, here's what I'll tell you, okay? We've got 10 people on this call, 9 people on this call, okay? You 9 people are only the focus of what we're about to do. Knowing that if we help you 9 people succeed, think about how many more people we could touch, how many more people we can help, how many people around us, you guys, that need this more than anything. Someone in your life is praying for this opportunity, and you already have it. You've already been figured out. You're already set and ready to go. But what we're going to do is show them, you guys, that we're humble, sweet people that are honest and with massive amount of integrity. But more importantly, we are hardworking people that care about other people winning, because we want to create a winning environment. Because again, like I said at the very beginning, what good is being successful if the people around you aren't learning how to be successful with you, not having the chance to win with you, and getting a chance for us to be all able to take care of our families, where we all get a chance to live life the way we want, doing what we want, when we want, with whoever we want, whenever we want, you guys. So with that being said, you guys, that's everything from me. I want to give it back to Omar. Bro, are you there? Omar? I think he's there. Where is he, Omar? Omar, are you there, brother?
Yeah, buddy. Sorry, I was muted there for a second. Thanks for that, buddy. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a safe trip tomorrow back to home.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, bro. Listen, guys, again, I'm excited for the call. You know, we're going to jump on a call. We're going to do the training. So this week, we'll set it up right away. We're not going to waste any time. So literally, if I didn't have to fly home, I would say we would do it in a couple hours, okay? But literally, I'm going to come home. I might be able to do this for you guys tomorrow. How many of you guys are ready to go to the next level? If you guys are ready to go chairman, you're ready to go out there and make an impact, you're ready to change your family's lives, put a 222 here in the chat box. That's my boy. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Something awesome. Zane, I already know you're going chairman.
Oh,
Patrick, let's go. Ali, let's go, baby. Let's go. So you guys, I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to go ahead and make this happen. I'm going to tell you everything I do and everything. And guys, I'm going to teach you things that I want you to know about that we're going to do on our next call. One, I'm going to teach you how to be so effective at presenting that nobody says no to you. How would you like it? So when we're talking to someone, I'm going to teach you what's called the nothing to lose close. Okay, nothing to lose close. We're going to teach you guys how when you talk to someone, you do not have to be an expert at explaining anything. But if you learn how to say 2 things properly, everybody, 99% of people will sign up. Imagine that. We're going to go over that, how you'll be able to literally, anybody you talk to, they'll want to sign up in the academy. They're going to want to work with you. They're going to be excited, and we're going to make it so they have nothing to lose, and you're going to have everything to gain. No one's going to say no to you, okay? Number two, I'm going to teach you guys how to create a winning environment. Maybe if you're not in a local market like us, what to do, how you can lead the pack. For those of you guys on this call, they're in a market where the academy is not up, running already. There's events and local everything. I want you to know you've already been handed the keys to the kingdom. You are the luckiest person on this call because you're going to be the first one to lead the pack. And the first one that does it is the one that always makes the most money. Because guess what? You were just there at the right time, at the right place where people needed to plug into someone. So I'm going to teach you guys all about that. And three of you guys, I'm going to teach you guys how to go chairman in the next 90 to 180 days. By the time we go hit Houston, you guys, you're going to be walking on stage with myself and Omar. And when we look out to the crowd, you guys, we're going to have thousands and thousands of people yelling from the top of their lungs. So proud of you for achieving this success. Why? Not because you made it, but because you helped ultimately them make something out of their lives. You've given them a reason to cheer for you at the top of their lungs because of what you've done for them. So, guys, with that being said, I appreciate you. I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you guys in probably the next 24 hours, okay? And let's get this thing going. H-Town, see you all here. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, guys.
Yeah, take care, buddy. Right on. So who's excited about that? Because I fucking am. I fucking am. Okay. So now with that being said, yeah, let's get to the trading, guys, because I know a lot of you guys are wanting to obviously show yourselves, show results with what you're doing. The best way you're going to do that is basically by literally just taking charge of what we're doing here today. And basically, yeah, like I have been spending hours and hours and hours trying to find the easiest and best way for you guys to literally make money. And obviously it's going to make it easier for me as well, right? So obviously with that, using the ADX, using the RSI, and this whole new strategy with the 618 and the 382 on the fibs, man, like on days off, or not days off, over the weekend here, I got like 30 messages from people that were actually trying it out on Bitcoin. And yeah, like it was just like win after win after win after win. Like literally last week, here, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So literally last week, I told you guys that I was basically decluttering my screen. So like everything that I have here, oops, switch device. 1 second here, guys. Don't switch. So everything that I have, can you guys see my screen? Just give me like a, I don't know, a 222 or something like that. But anyways, yeah, so basically what I was, I don't even know what I was saying there. Fuck, lost my train of thought. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to do here, guys, is just find the easiest and fastest way for you guys to literally make money, okay? And using this fib retracement, what we're doing is literally trading with the trend. And this is the issue that I had before with people that were using the harmonic scanner, is that literally it was sending out trades where you're wanting to, they were trying to get you to buy right here and go there, you know what I mean? And then TP1 was here, but basically your retracement was down here. So you're never hitting TP1, right? So for me, that's a piss off because it's not giving you proper wins. Like the other day, Brad, he actually got into a trade, I think it was GBP AUD, and he's a home builder here in town. That's how me and him met, because I was building homes before this, and he's actually taken his business very successfully, right? But anyways, here's the thing, is that he got into a trade here and pulled it up, and literally this was like 133 pips, I think it was. Yeah, 137, or I think it was just shy. But anyways, right here was TP2, okay? Or I think it was TP1. Let me just see here, okay? So what he learned there was that, yeah, so it's basically going to be, oh yeah, it was like, I think it was TP3. What am I doing here? Wrong way. Give me a second, guys. Whoop. So I believe it was TP3 that he was, oh my God, going for. But because there was the trend line right there, what is going on here? I think my fib's fucked up. Savage. Okay. Just give me 1 second, guys. So here's what he was doing. Let's see here. What were you doing, Brad? But anyways, so he got an entry here. This was a 618 retracement, and he was wanting to go up. So I think it was actually here. I think he did it on this 1 hour here. Scroll 1 hour. That's what it was. Sorry, boys. Just trying to retrace my steps here from last week. So here we go. Yeah, right here. So this is what he was trying to do. So basically it went up there. He got into the 618. I think it was right here, actually. He got into the 618, which was like right here, and it shot up, and he was up 130 pips, okay? Didn't realize that his TP3 was literally on the other side of this trend line, and yeah, it completely reversed, okay? There goes 130 pips. Luckily, he's still on demo, but the thing is that it's a learning experience, right? So what happened is that we're literally trading within a channel on an upward trend, okay? And as you can see here, I'm just gonna get rid of this, put another trend here. You're literally trading within a channel, okay? So you're basically back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So those are the kind of things that we got to take consideration of when we're getting into trades, because this is what's going to affect us from winning constantly. Oh, this is what I was going to say. I completely cleared out my list, right? So my watch list. So before I had literally every single pair in here, crypto, I had freaking indices, I had freaking everything, right? So as you can see here, guys, I have a couple that are red flagged. So these are literally the only pairs that I'm actually trading, okay? So gold, GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP AUD. Sometimes I like looking at Euro GBP simply because it does the opposite of what the other ones are doing, because GBP is at the back end of it. But what I have found is that when when Euro GBP actually trades for the day, it literally does one single move all day. Literally, it would just like, it will say, okay, let's say this is the beginning of the day. It'll literally go long for the whole week type thing, right? So with that being said, it's a great pair. Like I say, if you're getting into a bunch of buys, this one is usually going to do a sell, right? Case in point, I think it was like last week. Yeah, it completely does the opposite of what the other GBP pairs do. So with that being said, guys, I just try to make this as easy as possible. Here's all the fit is crazy. Yep. Yeah, so I'm basically trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys. And the way that we're going to do that is basically just using the plan that I have in place, right? So basically just using your fibs, looking for the 382, the 618 retracement. And literally, you guys are going to get into trades that are going to give you zero drawdown and give you fucking money. You know what I mean? Let's say you were just shy of this. I would have personally done it simply because I would be looking at my my RSI. Your RSI is going to be down here by the set or by the 30, showing you that it's going to go long, right? So it's not always going to retrace back to the 382 or the 618. It's going to be shy sometimes, but the best probabilities is when it's in these zones, okay? But you're going to obviously have to use your discretion to understand what the market is actually doing, right? So you can see here, if you go over to your currency strengths on those, you know what I mean? Like you're going to say, okay, well, Euro's strong, GBP's weak, right? So technically, yeah, absolutely. It's still going to continue moving in the proper direction that you have your, your buy for, right? So you got to look at all those aspects. And the thing is too, is that now what we're using is this ADX. So right here, this green line is above this dotted line, which is 25. That right there is an indicator that this is going to continue moving up, simply because this is higher than the actual ADX line. So literally this right here is going to continue probably pushing up. The market literally just opened up and all you're going to do is continue riding this up all the way. You know what I mean? So if you would have basically looked at this before the markets opened, you would have seen that the retracement was already in progress. It didn't come down all the way to the 382 or the 618, most likely because the euro is strong right now. Okay, so you just got to use that confluence and understand what is happening in the bigger picture, right? So this is on the 1 hour or so the 15 minutes. But if you actually look at the 1 hours, you can definitely see that the upward trend is strong and it's moving high. I believe probably because there's been issues with the GBP lately. But you know what I mean? Just ride the wave. Basically what we're doing here is trying to understand where price is going and try to figure out a way to get into it, right? That's all. We're not trying to figure out where it's going to go next week. We're not trying to figure out where it was a week from before. What we're looking at is where price is going now, how we can enter it, and that's basically it, pretty much. So with that being said, let's look at a couple setups here. I was actually looking at GBP USD, and it does look like it could potentially be actually going down, okay? So if we look at the 15 minutes here and actually go from the consolidation period up here to here, you're looking at this curvature area is actually in our buys or in our entry zone. The only reason I'm not calling it out is because this trend line is right here, okay? So I'm going to hold off on this and see where it goes, simply because I technically don't really trade on Sundays until, let's say, the London session starts, just because, first off, the spreads are higher, okay? And also because the market's literally just opened up. So in reality, the traders, the real professional like institutions and all that kind of shit, they haven't logged on yet, right? Most traders don't start trading until Tuesday, right? They're still partying and having fun on Sundays and Fridays, right? So if you think of it that way, guys, let's play it safe. I'm going to leave this for now. I'm going to leave actually most of them for now, simply because I don't know exactly what's going to happen with them with the markets opening up, okay? And as you can see here, boom, the market's just opened up for fucking US 30, and it's exactly where I said it was going to be. 600 pips. So now we have an opportunity to see what this is going to do, if it's going to continue consolidating in this zone. Again, the markets haven't exactly opened up yet. The actual traders aren't in yet. Like the London session hasn't opened yet. So what we're going to look at is to see if this continues playing off. If it is, then we can just go down to the freaking 5-minute charts and scalp the fuck out of it, right? It doesn't take you long to make 100 pips, okay? So until the time being, so you can see right here, this little section here is 211 pips. So on a $2.50 fucking trade, that's what, $300, $400, right? So it's like, the potential is there. Right now, I would basically just wait. The market's just opened up for US 30. So let's see what happens here, if it actually respects this area. And if it does, then we can potentially look at an entry after that, okay? But again, like I mentioned before, guys, is I've been trading US 30 on the 5 minutes using the fib retracement, okay? And as you can see here, it's extremely powerful. Let me just give you a couple examples, okay? So let's say from this low here to this high, see right there, boom, 618, and you would have gotten literally a zero drawdown trade, and you would have gone 277 pips, okay? And then when you tie that into your actual ADX, it's retarded, okay? You would have got in here, so you can see here your ADX is showing down. So it was actually still higher up. So the sell was still low. So like the downward trend was still low. And then you can see here it spiked up and it continued moving upwards, okay? Right now you can see that this is wanting to push down, but also the green is starting to curl up. So technically this could be a potential for a buy right now, especially because the RSI is at the low. And usually what happens when the markets open up and a big drop like this happens, they usually fill in the gap, right? So if you guys are wanting to potentially get into this as a scalp, that will always be an option right now. I know Sefton, you're the king of entries. So yeah, this could actually be a good long for the time being, just because the downward force isn't strong with this. But like I said, there's a lot of play here. You can see the next candle just opened up, and now instead of the green pointing up, now they're kind of even. So you can see right there, guys. It's kind of consolidating at the moment, but I highly think that this is going to move up. So if you're wanting to practice, that's a good way to practice on your phones. You can see it's pushing up. But yeah, guys, for the time being, I'm going to stay out of the markets just because I don't like to chase anything. But moving forward, guys, and you can see these big gaps here. Look at this oil. This is oil. Oil opened up 126 pip gap, right? So again, this is probably going to fill in the gap, right? You're all the way at the bottom. The only way to go is up from here, okay? You're oversold. So this is probably going to fill this gap and then readjust for when the market is actually running correctly, okay? Again, I don't usually trade right when the market's open. I wait a couple hours. I even wait the next day. So most likely, maybe I will be trading tonight to see after all of this kind of plays out, to see where if price respects this resistance and if it continues playing here. But yeah, most likely during the London session tonight is when the markets are actually going to give you some play and understanding of where they're going to go. I still feel that this is going to sell off quite a bit more. I did read an article on the weekend that basically said that this like the stock exchange is probably going to lose another 20 to 30% over the next couple of weeks, depending on how bad it gets. Okay, so if that's the case, this isn't the end. You know what I mean? There's going to be we're going to continue to have gravy trains like this where we can literally enter and hold off for the whole freaking period. Is there any questions that any of you guys have about this new strategy that we're using? Anything that you guys want to touch on or play around with now that you have me on here? You might have shared the ADX settings in the group. Do you mind doing that again? So the ADX settings are literally just the default settings. The ADX on your phone. So what I did on my phone was if you go into adding the indicator, I added a line. So it's called a level on the 20. I added one on the 25 and I added one on the 45. Okay. So the reasoning for that is the 20 is basically showing me that it's starting to move in the upward direction. It's more of a visualization. The 25 is the one that we need to obviously pay attention to, because as soon as either the green or the red or the actual ADX like momentum line, once it goes past the 25, that's when you know you're going to actually get explosive moves. So if you look at my screen here, I'm going to go to the 50 minutes so it's not so choppy. So if you go to my screen here, this is a clear example of what I'm talking about, okay? So you can see right here that this red line started crossing past the 25, right? So here I have one at 20 for my phone. So this is actually showing you that it's starting to creep up, okay? So once it actually got to the 25, this is what happened, okay? You can see right here, you got two big candles that came out. So if you look at that for entries, this is, what is this? Holy shit, 482 pips, right? That's massive. So if you would have literally just entered here and got these 2 pips over a half an hour period, that's 482 pips, okay? And then you can see right here, it consolidated for a bit, which is these candles here not really doing a whole ton. And then all of a sudden, this black line, which basically shows you the momentum, is starting to pick up, coming up to the 25 and past 25. And that's when we got this big kick, right? So the beautiful part about the ADX, and the thing that I like the most about it, is that you know when to get out, okay? So here, technically, you could have got out here, right? Because your the momentum is starting to come down, okay? But you could also just put your stop loss in deep profit, let's say right here, right? And then continue writing it out to see what actually happens. The reason I say that is because we all knew that the US 30 was selling off. So why not ride it for as long as you can, right? So if you're looking at this here, you can see here consolidated for a bit right through here. Well, actually not really consolidated because this was still pushing up, but the momentum picked up again and it fell even more, okay? So again, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to, you know, spend the next, let's see here. If you want to spend how many hours? Probably not even hours. This is 3 hours and 30 minutes, okay? If you want to spend 3 hours and 30 minutes trying to figure out what it's going to do, and then all of a sudden it picked up again, great, you know what I mean? You're going to get more pips. But if you got in when this indicator is actually showing you that it's wanting to give you an explosive sell and then get out where it actually told you or cross the line down past the 25, you got 1,700 pips, guys. Like if you're using that little 0.25 or 0.25, whatever that I was using for trading US 30, do the math. You know what I mean? 1,732 pips times $2.50, right? You could have made that in 14 hours, right? We're looking at a smaller time frame, obviously, because you know this is massive. Like you know what I mean? Like as fast as it can go down, it can go fastly up too, right? You can see right there. In 2 candles, it's completely reversed, right? So if you aren't paying attention to these areas, let's say your supply and demand zone right here, and you didn't realize that this is an area and you're still selling this, trying to get more pips, and all of a sudden it reversed on you, there's a huge opportunity that you're gonna fucking, you know what I mean, lose a lot of money, right? That's why I'm telling you guys to literally watch what you're doing. You know what I mean? That's 889 pips in 2 candles, right? So that's what I'm getting at, is always be aware of what is going on, right? You can see here, this was Friday. All day, it literally consolidated, okay? But the thing is, you could have traded here, you could have traded there, you could have traded here, there, all the way through, all day, made thousands of dollars, okay? Yeah, so who's actually enjoying using this ADX? Because it's honestly, it's the best thing that I have been looking for. Like, don't get me wrong, guys, I have been doing really well with Manny's, like, you know, triple fire strategy, using the stochastic, using the AO, the MACD, and all that. But the thing was is that on my phone, having like 5 different indicators that I was looking at, literally, I wasn't even looking at the MACD anymore. You know what I mean? The AO, I was occasionally looking at it, and I was mostly looking at the stochastic, right? But the thing was is that you would never actually understand how far the actual trade is going to go, right? Because sometimes it would hit the 80 and, you know, level out and not come down for a while. So it's like, when do I get in? When do I not, right? So with this here, literally all we're doing is trading structure, understanding where we're getting in. You know what I mean? I think this is the best strategy that I've literally showed you guys so far. That and the thing is, once you actually start using it and leaving your fibs up, you know what I mean? Let's say from here to there, okay, it reversed. Okay, well now it's not exactly completely reversing on me where I'm gonna start losing money if I got in up here. Let's say, you know what I mean? Now you understand where you could potentially, you know, you can even get out here and then wait for it to retrace. The thing is that before, even I was doing this, you know what I mean? Oh shit, market's reversing. So then you buy, right? And then all of a sudden you get up here and it's like, oh, okay, one candle stops, the next candle, and then all of a sudden it completely reverses on you, right? So rather than having us just literally following the money wherever it's going, what we're doing is being patient so that we can potentially get into trades with pretty much minimal drawdown, okay? Minimal drawdown, so that we can maximize our profits, understanding where we are in the markets. That's all we're doing, okay? That's all I've wanted to do with you guys, is show you exactly how to get in, where to get out, you know what I mean? How to get in again even, you know what I mean? Because that's really the biggest thing, right? And then tying this whole strategy with using these indicators, like you can see right here, this is not a good time to get in because it literally consolidated for quite a while. Let's see here. This was GBP USD. So yeah, Thursday and Friday. Thursday was a weird day for GBP. So literally did not trade the way it should have. This was this area right here. This was Friday morning. So it literally dropped and did nothing after that. Right. And then it consolidated for the rest of the day. And then, or sorry, this was Thursday morning. And then this was Friday. So it did have a move on Friday. But again, yeah, this wasn't a regular day for a Thursday, right? Didn't really move a whole ton. But you can see here, guys, is that this is where we would have been looking at for our entry. So if you're using your fibs, you're going down to the low, right? And then right here, boom, you got your entry on this. This would have been the start of the New York session. This candle is 7 in the morning, okay? This candle is 7 in the morning. This 8 o'clock is when, oh no, that's not 7. This was 2. So this was London session. So this was literally the institutional candle, and then this is when they paid out. But it didn't pay out a whole lot, okay? 69 pips, right? But again, this is something that we're practicing and understanding. So the more you understand how to use these fibs, the more you're gonna get into winning trades, right? The beautiful part is that tied using these fibs with the GBP pairs, the GBP pairs are literally the ones that are gonna pay out the most, okay? Let's see here. So here you guys can probably see this. These lines, these ones are for a thing that I started learning about. It's called the quarter theory. So each one of these is either 0, 0, 250, 500, 750. So it's I believe between each one is 25 pips, right? Yeah, 25 pips. So what happens is that these are actual lines that the pairs respect, right? So you can see here, it respected this area, respected that area, respected this area, you know what I mean? Price always stops at these quarter lines, right? Price always moves usually around 25 pips at a time. Or you'll get areas like this. This is during the New York session where nothing is respected, right? So you got big 3 institutional candles. This is the start of the New York session. And the reason why those are bigger is because that's where the institutions are dumping their money, right? But usually when the markets aren't being manipulated, this is where these lines are coming into play, right? They respect to this area, respect to that area, right? So these are like support and resistance areas, right? So just something that I'm playing around with at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to use it moving forward just because I hate the fact that I got to be very cautious about where I put my mouse to drag it up and do all this kind of shit, right? I've done it a couple of times where I literally grabbed one of these and pulled it up. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm just kind of testing it out at the moment, seeing what happens. But moving forward, this whole strategy with using the fibs is my bread and butter. I had 0 losses last week. And the reason why I believe it was is because I decluttered, you know what I mean? I'm not looking at these other pairs anymore or all the rest of them that I was looking at before, simply because I did the math on a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like you would get like 40, 50, 60 pips within like 2 or 3 days, right? Whereas if you're looking at the GBP pairs, you're getting like minimum 70 pips and up. You know what I mean? Some days you're getting like 100, 150, sometimes 200 pips in a session, right? So if we can maximize that and use those for entries with the start of the London or New York session, we're golden. You know what I mean? We're going to be doing crazy numbers, okay? And it's already started. Like last week alone, I believe the beginning of the week, I was sending out trade ideas that were giving you guys like 100, 150. There was a couple that were like 70, 50, you know what I mean? So it's like using this and having the proper entries and understanding where price is going, it's a no-brainer, guys. So let me know if you guys have any questions in here that I can maybe answer before I get off. Does the black line only show big moves on top of the 25? No. Well, actually, yeah. So basically, this black line here, once it crosses the 25, that's it's what it is basically momentum. You know what I mean? So what it's showing is a powerful entry, right? So if you can tie this in together, like you can let's say, like if you can tie these in together with the RSI and price action, understanding where prices, where the reversals are, where the entries are, you know what I mean? So you can see right here, right? So it's like this reversal happened at the bottom here of the RSI, right? And then all of a sudden the green line started getting hot, you know what I mean? So that right there is showing you that the momentum is building up, right? It hit a wall, it turned around, and then it went upwards. So using these two together, these two are meant to be together, right? Because the ADX doesn't show direction. The ADX only shows momentum. You know what I mean? So the DI plus is the green line, which is basically showing you the directional index for the positive, which means upward trend. The DI negative is the directional index negative, which is basically showing you the direction of downtrend. Okay, and then this black line is literally just showing you the momentum that is building of these, right? So you can see right here, it started building, boom, right? But it started also building with the red before. So the red or the green usually starts beforehand, and then you can continue moving with that trend by following the black line, right? And you can see right here, right at the cusp is where it stopped, right? So, and you can see right there, it was coming down, right? And then this one was coming up. So if you tie these three lines together, I know for some of you who haven't seen this before, this can kind of be confusing. I know it was for me when I first added it to my MT4, but the thing was is I didn't have it color coordinated. I had like a turquoise, I had a freaking white, and I had something else, and I was like, what the fuck is this, right? Whereas I then turned it to red, green, and black. So now I understand when the upward trend is, I understand when the downward trend is, and I understand where the momentum is, right? So if you can do that and then visualize what it's doing, you know what I mean? Like this one's coming down, this one's going up. So what does that mean? So the downward momentum is now not there anymore. This one's coming up, so it means that the upward momentum is now coming up. You're at a support area where it's going to turn around, you know what I mean? And you have your RSI turning around as well and literally showing you where price is going. You tie that all together, you have a formula for success. You know what I mean? You're not guessing where price is going. And the thing is too, like let's say with US 30, I actually added an alert on the 5-minute charts. So you see this little dotted line? So I added an alert, which I added it through here. So add alerts, right? So and then you can do it for crossing up. And this is something that Sefton showed me. Crossing up, and then I did one for the DI plus and the DI negative, right? Because it's not directional. It only shows you the power of the move when it starts spiking up. So whenever the red line spikes up towards the 20 line, I get a notification, and then I can potentially get into shit like this, okay? And then if the green line starts spiking up like this one here at 20, I could potentially get into shit like this. You know what I mean? So I don't have to watch it all the time. I get a notification on my phone. I can open up my charts quickly. If I'm scalping, I can say, okay, yeah, it's coming up. Boom, get in and get out. You know what I mean? Because if you watch that here, let's say it hit right there. I'll show you the calculations, boys. Let's say from here to there, that's 400 pips that I just got alerted to that I didn't have to fucking do much for, okay? So that's the power of using this strategy and this indicator, right? You can make it as easy as possible, or you can make it as hard as possible, right? So you can see right here too, it started crossing up on the ADX, and then all of a sudden, boom, right? So if you know what you're looking for, Look at that. Another 441 pips, right?
Hey Omar, do you typically enter right away when it crosses, or you just give it a few minutes to see where it goes? Because sometimes, like let's say the stotch, you look at it, it crosses, then it kind of moves out of place.
Yeah, I'm not using the stock anymore, man. So I'm using the
Didn't understand, just kind of an example. That's all.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, absolutely. I understand what you're saying. So what I'm also doing is looking at my actual setup, right? So if I can see here that it's showing me that it's selling and it's coming down from this support area where it reversed, absolutely. I'll write it down because I know my resistance is right here, right? This is a channel that it's literally bouncing back and forth in, right? So if I can get in at the top, you can see right here, like right here, somewhere around there. It was close to the 80 or the 70 line. So technically that's an area where it's gonna, and then the thing is too, is that I'm using a 5 setting on my RSI. So you can see right here, this thing is pointing upwards, right? So this is gonna show me the direction of the move, okay? So then if this green line starts pointing upwards, potentially that's a buy, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I was just watching Manny's videos over the weekend, and I know he mentioned, I'm not sure if you got the moving averages on your charts, which is, I think it was a 5 and a 9. And them crossing was an indicator that, you should get in. Looking at your ADX, it looks like it crosses almost every time right before, a couple of candles before your moving averages cross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my moving averages are, I have one at 21, and then I have the other one at, oops, where's the other one? Right here. At 8. So I have 21 and 8.
Okay, I'll double check what he had in there. I took screenshots
Yeah,
on
no,
my
I'm
tablet,
using
but,
something slightly different. I've been,
okay.
I've been dabbling in a bunch of other shit, right? So, absolutely. The thing is, like, what Manny's videos is going to do is going to teach you the actual like structure and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's great to understand what it's doing. You know what I mean? Because the structure is definitely what's going to get you paid. You know what I mean? Understanding this shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? The thing is that I'm advancing my shit to make my stuff easier, right? So I started using this ADX and the RSI because as soon as I saw it, it made sense to me, right? And a lot of the people that I've showed it to so far have been getting great success with it so far. So that's why you don't see my AO, you don't see my MACD, you don't see any of that shit. Because for me, I understand the market structure enough that I don't need it. Basically, what I'm doing now is trading with trends, right? And then, as I was saying before, with the what do you call it? With the fibs, when you're getting into new trends, right? So let's say here, you're getting into buys during these areas, right? So like the issue I had before was knowing when to get in, right? So it's like you never know exactly where the top is. You never knew exactly where the bottom was, right? So once you establish, so you can see right here, I'm going to maximize this, right? So you can see right here, this is the top of this cusp, right? So this was an upward trend, it reversed, now this is a downward trend, okay? So you're creating a low to a higher high, to a lower high, to a higher high, to a lower high, to a higher high, right? So now, potentially, this can now create another lower high and then a higher high, right? So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for this structure, right? Let me do this here. Elliott.
Yeah, like for me, I would have put the fib on the top one that's a little bit higher than where you put it in.
Yeah, and then that's not right though, right? Because you haven't established your lower high. You know what I mean? You're still this technically can create another high, right? This can go here to a lower high to a higher high, right? That's what I'm trying to show you, is that what we're doing is waiting, right? And that's one of the things that me and you have been talking about a lot lately.
Yep.
Is waiting. You know what I mean? Because instead of doing it from here, why would you do it from here if this was potentially still a high? What we did was establish a new lower high, right? This is starting of your downtrend. Not here, this. Because if this wasn't down here below the higher high, then technically it can still become a higher high. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like even if you actually draw your trend up, I think this is, it breaks on fourth.
It breaks off right here.
Yeah, that's fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, like what I'm basically saying here is that I'm using this one because this created your new downward trend.
Yep.
Right? Not here. This one. So you're basically being patient, right? Because technically you could have been like, okay, well, I'm going to trade this here, right? And then it literally came down to your entry area, and then boom, it didn't go anywhere. It went to TP1, right?
Yeah, but
So,
just if you did this, it kind of created a flag, right? And you could have got in on the third point on top for a sell, just
where,
right before your fib, where you put your fib in, the previous highest candle, I guess. If you do a flag between those 2 points, between the pink line and, well, another pink line on top of it, maybe,
okay.
that would have been the third break.
Yep. But you also got to
No,
realize
on the way down, actually, to the left.
where? Here?
If you're kind of doing parallel lines, right?
I don't know. Give me 1 second here. So what I look at is this, okay? My levels. So this created a higher high. This broke my level, right? Remember how we were talking about this before?
Yeah.
Like I followed my trades up, right? So this is one level. Now that's your old resistance that is now your new support, right? And then it basically retraced back, so it never comes back down past your support, right? So now it wants to. This is going to be where your break is, right? So you can see how these 3 candles or 4 candles literally respected this area right here, right? So these are the levels that I'm basically looking at, right? So what I've mentioned to you before is I trade my levels, and what I do is basically look. So right here, this is your first sign that this is literally reversing on you, okay? Because it broke your resistance. If it continued moving upwards, it wouldn't have broke this, okay? And then it retested, and then it broke that. So then this is going to be an area. So instead of trading any of this, you're going to watch, because now what is happening? You know what I mean? It's not continuing on up. It's not continuing on down until we did this. You know what I mean? Now it established a new lower high. So that's what I mean, is that you got to be patient, right? So none of this, I wouldn't have traded any of this. Okay. I'm not looking to trade everything. I'm looking to trade structure, right? That's what I'm getting at. And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys, is that now, because I established a new lower high, let's now look to where it stops, okay? Now it stopped right here with that candle and retraced. So now I'm at an entry area that I'm comfortable with, okay? So this is between your entry zone of 5 and 618. So if you would have known that and been watching that because your fibs are open and up, now you can see, okay, well, I'm going to wait for it to retrace back into that area, right? Now I'm going to wait for it to retrace back into this area for a potential sell, right? And then boom, you would have got in this candle and then rode it all the way down with literally zero drawdown, right? Whereas if you were to get in, let's say during this area, well, most likely you would have freaking got in like here, right? Because you think it's going down, right? Because it broke. Like this is your first instance of it breaking, okay? This is what I'm trying to get to, the psychology of this whole thing, right? So instead of trading any which direction, let's say, okay, oh, it broke resistance, right? And it retested. This is like a tall, like a thing that most traders are gonna be like, oh, let's sell, right? Well, now it continued moving up, right? So now you're in like, what is this? 10 pips drawdown, 40, 50 pips drawdown. So most likely you would have closed that with a freaking loss, right? So instead of,
fair enough.
yeah, so instead of trading any of this, not knowing where it's going to go, if it's going to continue moving up, you never know, right? Like it might broke, retested, continued and broke again, and then continue moving upwards, right? So it's like, instead of trading any of this, just be patient. And then now let it create its new lower high, because even here it can still continue moving up. You know what I mean? It can go and retest this, move down a bit, and then continue moving upwards, right? You just never know, right? But here, because now it respected this area and now created a new lower high, which is now this area of support as well, right? So now we know that this has fully established a downward trend, right? And then now, because of the correction, which you will see is because of this, because it reached all the way down to the bottom, right? So now it's creating its own correction, which is this here, and you can potentially continue selling. That's what we're getting at, right? Is that you're not trying to sell every which direction, which is what you've had trouble with moving in the past, entering. And this is US 30. This is your bread and butter, right? So being able to understand this with this new strategy that we're using, literally I lost 0. I lost 2 with US 30 actually, but I was scalping. But I lost 0 using this fibs. The reason I lost was because I was on my phone and I didn't look at my screen fully, right? I just thought, oh, you know what I mean? I got in on a retracement, something like this, and then it reversed on me. So if you're able to then use this structure to then enter a trade, you're always going to be in profit, right? And just to make it clear, I'm going to go back to before this huge sell-off, okay? So this area over here where you were trading before, right, Ali? Like on the way up?
Yep.
Okay, give me 1 second here. So before the big sell-off, this was a big buy, right? So these were the areas that we were having issues entering because we didn't know exactly where to enter, right? So let's take a look at some of these areas from the past. So instead of getting in on the lowest low, right, you would wait for it to establish a new higher low, right? So that technically this is an area of entry, right? So you would have gone from your low to your high, and look at that. You got your buy zone right there, right? Between the 5 and the 618. Minimal drawdown, you know what you're looking for. Your pair comes to you, you know what I mean? You're not chasing your pair. Like you're not chasing price. You're basically letting price come to you. So you would have basically got in right here on this wick where it rejected, and then you would have gotten into a trade that had 0 drawdown, okay?
Yeah, but to me, like if I am looking at this right now, where you started your fib, how would I know where to extend it to actually make that 618 point? Because there's no structure, at least close.
What do you mean? There's a high, there's a low, and a high.
No, I meant to actually catch this long candle.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
So where you had your fib.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. So if you are looking at the market at that exact point where you started,
yep,
how would you know where to start? Like you're looking at a 618 entry right there between a 0.5, 618.
Yeah.
How would you have created your Fibonacci for your highest point, basically?
Because
to figure out that entry.
It's right here. This right here. This is already created.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were actually.
This is in the future, right? This is in the past.
Yeah, my bad. Okay. No, I thought you were extending all the way to the second one on top.
No. Yeah. And the thing too, Ali, is that you're waiting for it to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not always going to happen, and if it doesn't, don't get in. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to create here is basically a plan, right? So a set of plans that you follow to make sure you don't get into losing trades. You know what I mean? This way, you're going to follow this plan, and if the market doesn't act the way that you need it to, don't trade.
Yeah, no, makes sense. I'm going to bug you maybe later in the week for a one-on-one on this if you don't mind.
Man. Absolutely. You let me know exactly when you need it, and we'll do it.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Of course. All right. RSI is probably 70 and 30. Stock is 80-20 usually. Yes, that's right. So yeah, RSI is 70 and 30. It's a little different than the stochastic. I'm using a 5 for my setting which allows me to then see a lot more of what the market is doing. Okay. You can see here it reacts a lot differently. It reacts a lot quicker, right? And you can see, guys, there. So this is on the 1 hour. It's showing me it's a sell, right? So it hit resistance, and then boom, it's bombing, right? And then this is on the, and you can see here, the red line is creeping up past the freaking 25 line. So technically, this is a good area. The thing is that on the 1 hour, it moves a lot slower. So let's look at the 15. You can see a completely different story, right? But overall, because the 1 hour is showing a downward trend, this, not a downward trend, but a downward push, this is going to respect that. You know what I mean? But that's why we're dealing with this on the 5 minutes, because we can get in faster and quicker doing these little moves here. Okay. Let's see here. Waiting to make sure it's for sure and it's already made a higher high and higher low. You always go to the top of wicks on fibs, right? Yes, absolutely. Always to the top of wicks, you know what I mean? Because basically the wick is where price was, right? The wick isn't just a wick. The wick used to be a body, right? So the body is now the wick because price rejected that area, right? So that's, you always have to respect those areas, right? So something like this here to your low, right? All of a sudden you're in this area here. So it went past the 618, but technically it's not, it's still respecting the 764, right? It's not going past and closing. So then you can then look at potential entries once this whole consolidation period is over. And then it was right here, boom, okay? But yeah, always respect the wicks. The wick was a body before, you know what I mean? That means it's relevant, you know what I mean? Anything else, guys? You think we can do a Zoom on the London session again? I missed the first few we did. Yeah, absolutely. So what I was actually doing with trading in the London session, so I don't know, I posted a couple pictures in our group, and I basically posted in there the master pattern. So it's something that looks like this, right? So it's like a lightning bolt, right? So give me 1 second here. So it's like it's a fake out, right? So it goes up and then it goes down and then maybe meets in the middle and then continues going on in the direction that you want it to go, right? So let's say this was a sell situation. You would then look at that price pattern and go, okay, here is your high, your low, and then you go for your entry area, which is right here, and then you would sell, right? So I'll give you an example here of what I'm talking about. And usually that happens around, what is that now? I think this is probably it right here. So this, yeah, exactly here, 2 in the morning, right? So you have, this is your manipulation period, your accumulation period up until 2. And then this whole area here is your manipulation period, right? So then it goes wonky, and then it gives you the actual distribution, okay? So that's exactly what I was talking about, is this, and then boom, gives you the actual butter, right? And then the same thing happens during the New York session, right? So New York session, you got right around here. So same thing, it went up. Here, I'll show you. Went from here to there, and then usually around like 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock, boom, full distribution, and then you can basically write that down the whole day, right? A lot of times though, the on the London session, you don't get situations like this where it plateaus out. But then again, you can see right here, it did the exact same thing before. So it's always good to understand where structure is, right? Because then you can kind of figure out what is going to happen here. So you can see it rejected that once, and then it rejected it twice, and then created a new downward trend. But you can see here that this was actually consolidation for the time period, but it still made some good moves. But yeah, so learning that master pattern is great. I didn't actually know it was there until the first time I went on Antoine's session. But it's crazy because literally, what is it? 3 in the morning my time. So that would be like no. So it would be like 3 in the morning London time, which is around 2 o'clock, 2:30 around our time. That's when the actual distribution happens, right? So right here, this is what you would call your where is that? So here you go. This is what you would call your institutional candle. This one right here, which basically shows you where the banks are dumping their money. And then you can basically see the next one's basically pushing up, right? If it didn't hit this resistance, it would have continued moving up. Another example would be, what is this? So yeah, this is distribution as well. Hit another resistance. So yeah, you got manipulation here, manipulation there, and then it basically jumped up. So this is around 2 in the morning, jumped up, hit resistance again. And then you can see here, this is going to be your New York session. So same thing, boom, boom, and then distribution. Okay. Very simple once you actually know what you're looking for. Yeah, I've been doing a shit ton of back testing on all of this, trying to figure it out, guys. I think I got it.
Do you find it does that every single time, Omar, or like certain days of the week?
Absolutely. It does it every time. It doesn't always give you the 100+ pips. That's the only thing, right? You can see here on those 2 examples that I just showed you, it rejected those areas, but the pattern is always the same. Like, look at this. This is London or New York session. So 5 in the morning, it jumped up. 5:40, it reversed. 6 o'clock, it jumped up again, right? That's your distribution, okay? And then the same thing with London, right? So London would have been right here. You got boom, boom, distribution, right? And then if these reversals didn't happen, it would have continued moving, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Like it's completely manipulated. And if you're not looking for it, you would never know. But we know, right? We know. The reason why I know this is because I was exposed to it by what's his name, Tim Trades. If he never mentioned any of this, oof, you know what I mean? Like I would have never have known that. But if you go and Google master forex pattern, okay, there it is. People make videos of this shit.
Hey, I have a question for you. You've probably seen this if you've gone through the internet. You've seen gurus. Action phase.
There it is.
And then phase number.
Right? So you got your boom, boom. And then this is your manipulation period. So it goes from the median to the high to the low. And then once it actually gets to the median again, it freaking fakes out, retests, and then boom. Right? So then that's your session. And then it does it again for the New York session. It consolidates for the remainder, and then it does the exact same thing again, right? So sometimes what happens is that you'll get this consolidation, which is the accumulation period. You got your your manipulation period, and then your distribution period. And then sometimes what happens is that it consolidates again, manipulates again, and then it continues on in the same direction, right? That's when you know that you can literally trade the London and the New York session and then do like 300 pips in a day, right? Off of one pair. And usually like, let's say GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP CHF will all do the same thing. So you can literally trade the exact same 3 pairs and have them do the exact same thing, right? AUD and NZD usually do the same thing as well. So like, that's why I kind of dumbed it down to literally like 3 GBP pairs. But if you want to, you can literally have all the GBP pairs on your charts and then trade them all. The only thing you would need to worry about with that is that if it goes sideways on you, you not just have 1 pair that's going sideways on you, you have 3 now, right? So keep that in mind. The only thing I usually do is that I double down on 1, and then I basically, yeah. It's like if one pair does 50 pips for me and I double down or triple up, I got 150 pips instead of just 50, right?
So what were those pairs? CHF.
So 1 second here. So yeah, so GBP USD, it usually does the exact same thing as GBP CHF and GBP JPY and CAD. So all four of those do similar things. GBP AUD and GBP NZD usually do the same thing. And then JPY, actually I think JPY does a very, very similar thing as USD. So these two do very similar things.
Yeah, USD, CHF, GPY, and CAD. Those are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just the only thing you want to make sure is that you're not getting too, like, the thing for me is that I want to make sure that if it goes sideways, I can close them quickly. So if I have, like, let's say 4 pairs open of different pairs and they're kind of all doing something different, like, because like what happens sometimes is like one of them will slow down, and then you're like, okay, well, I'll watch it, and then the other one fucks off on you and like completely goes the other way. And then all of a sudden you're worried about that one, and then all of a sudden the one that was like kind of slowing down then continues doing the exact same thing, right? Because like they're not all like synced 100%. There might be a delay slightly, so it's like that you might completely just screw yourself over, right? So what I did is basically I slowed it down. I have 2 different accounts now. So on my one account I trade these 3 and sometimes this and gold, and then on my other account I trade US oil, US 30, gold, and what else is there? S&P 500 sometimes. So I completely slowed it down. If I hit profit, if I hit my daily target for my one account, and then I go over to the other one and I hit that daily target. So I've completely separated everything. It's helped me this past week and a half by not feeling clustered, not getting anxiety and all that kind of shit, chasing shit, right?
Yeah, no, makes sense. And you see they still follow fibs. I guess it doesn't matter. Everything still follow.
Yeah, fibs is like the universal law, right?
Yeah.
The Fibonacci sequence is like universal law. So everything in nature follows the Fibonacci sequence. And then, yeah, it's kind of crazy that it does it here. So like when you're getting into your support and resistance zones, that's actually usually the Fibonacci, right? Those zones are really, like, let's say if I go from here all the way to the bottom, the major zones usually stop where the fibs are. Like right here, right there, right there. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy how that works.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's all intertwined. And yeah, like the reason why I'm using these GBP pairs is because they move the most. Like I said, average 70 pips a day. No, I should say the least is like around 50 to 60 pips a day. And then usually most days they're over 100 pips. Whereas, like, let's say if you're going to trade other pairs, sometimes they do that in like 3-4 days, 2 to 3 days, right? So we're basically maximizing our potential by understanding market structure and getting into these pairs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a lot faster paced, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot faster paced, but the thing is that when you know how to get into them, you know what I mean? Like with these like 618 retracements,
yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Like this is something I traded last week. Here you go, right here. So this is your high is high, right? And then the market opened up with a gap. So I basically went from the high to the low there, and look at that, boom, right? And then you went from your entry here to there. This is 189 pips, right?
That's a lot of pips, yep.
Yeah, so that's one session, right? So once you know what you're looking for, it's game over, dude.
More like game on.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like it's yeah. I've been absolutely loving it. Like there's no confusion. The thing is, for me, it was always wondering where price is going, right? Whereas now, leaving my fibs up, I can literally just follow it and be like, okay, yeah, I'm 100% comfortable. If it reverses, that's not gonna, fuck off on me, right? But the thing is, too, you got to realize is that you're also using your fibs for understanding where your TPs are, right? So instead of like hoping and wishing that it goes to TP3, TP4, you can follow it, right? So this 236, that's your TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, right? And then usually, so if you do, let's say a short, let's say from here to there, this is now your stop loss, and then this is your TP4, right? So if you follow this here, you can understand exactly where. So like, let's say it started reversing here and it went there, right? You can then like potentially close it there and then re-enter, right?
Well, as long as you move your stop loss, you're fine.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. So like I've been mentioning last week that I usually close trades out at like 10, 20, 30, 40 pips, and then I look to re-enter. Just because you can, you know what I mean? So instead of like, you know, the thing is a lot of people, the reason why they don't win in Forex is because they're too comfortable, right? They're not securing their profits. So it's like, oh, I'll just move my stop loss and profit and let it buck, right? But here's the thing is that you're then letting it come back to your stop loss, which you're losing profits, and then they don't know how to re-enter, right? So it's like, why not secure the bag down here and then wait for it to retrace up here and then continue on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're maximizing your profit, you're maximizing your worth, you know what I mean? By doing that, right? So like last week, I think it was like Thursday, I got out of a pair and everyone's like, why? I think it was this one here, actually.
Oh my God, it's a big drop.
It was this one here. So it hit I think it hit like 40 pips, and then I was like, fuck it. So I saw it retracing and I just got out, right? So the thing with me is that I use bigger lots. So for me, I'd rather just take the profit and run, right? So like I made like close to $1,000 in like less than an hour, right?
Versus $1,000 in 5 hours.
Was that?
Versus $1,000 in 5 hours.
Yeah, right. And then I could potentially get back in, right? So it's like for me, fuck it, I'm gonna close. Like the thing is, you got to have a magic number in your head. You know what I mean? You got to have that magic number where
you got to secure something at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And the thing is, like, I know, and it's happened to me before, where like you're panning out for this freaking trade that's gonna give you 120 pips, right? You're in it all day, only for it to fucking reverse on you, and then you only get 20 pips, right?
Then you're screwed.
Yeah. So it's like a waste of a day, right? Whereas here, I'm literally trading New York session, the beginning of the New York session. I'm getting my pips and I'm gone, right? And then I basically I either hit my daily target or I can then enter again on the trend. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a retracement. And then what happens is once I hit my daily target for that, then I can move over to my other account and then start trading US30 or gold.
Stress-free day. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like you gotta structure your day so that you can win, right? Not just freaking
get pissed off all day.
Yeah, right. And I find that this method has like literally like freed up my mind capacity, right? Where it's like now I can post and I can do all the other things that I need to do, right? Because I'm still building my business, right? Whereas before I was like stressing because it's like, what are these fucking pairs doing and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, man, like what the fuck, right? And I get so stressed and
it's all black magic.
Yeah, right. Whereas now it's like it's clockwork, dude. Clockwork.
Yeah, absolutely. No, appreciate that, man. Thanks.
Of course, yeah, of course. Waiting to make sure it's for sure and it's already made. Yeah, yeah. So, any other questions, guys, before I get off here?
I think I asked them all.
Yeah, Ali. So, whenever you're ready, man, you let me know. We'll get on a session, and then I'll get you going in the right direction, man.
Yeah, I took tomorrow off, so on my buggy tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll be around.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, of course. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on, and I hope you guys got some value from Nafeez. Everything that I've been saying in our group chat about what, like, not about how I shouldn't say being scared, but like, you know, not expressing or showing what you're doing because you're waiting for results. I've always said this is that you just never know who you're going to attract. You know what I mean? The thing is that I didn't know what I was doing when I first started. I literally took signals, you know what I mean? But I posted my results because I was making money, right? what I'm getting at is you just never know who's going to be that person, because you never know. Like, they might learn faster than you, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they catch on, you know what I mean? Like, this could have been something that they did in their past life. And as soon as they get in front of the charts, all of a sudden, boof, it downloads and they're freaking, you know, the next freaking George Soros, you know what I mean? Where they're like extracting $1 million a month in the next fucking 6 months here, right? So it's like, you just don't know who it is. And the thing is, you can't limit their success to what you've exposed yourself to, right? So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on, listening to Nafeez, you know, obviously learning from me. And fuck, man, it's chairman season. Let's absolutely kill this, because we have the best strategy right now for getting into pairs, getting into trades, and there's going to be nothing but killing it here moving forward. Okay. So I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will talk to you soon. All right. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, Omar. Take care.
Of course, man.